Hey guys, all those years my parents yelling at me that I'm watching too much TV, it's gonna rot your brain. It actually helped me. All those years watching Matlock, Columbo, Murder, She Wrote, Inspector Gadget, Monk, The X-Files, all that was preparing me for this moment. Went to Brooklyn Bridge because I had a feeling that all those carts were owned by the same company. I didn't get a printed sheet at the moment. That way I couldn't confirm if my suspicions were correct. By myself, no help from anyone. And I said, you know what? If they don't have a paper receipt, I should check my bank statement. Can't get past me. Lo and behold, a break in the case. Two completely different carts owned by the same company, H&M. No, not that one. H&M Halal Foods LLC out of Jersey City, founded in 2022. So my suspicions were correct. It's a guy who opened up an LLC, put all these carts together, and has everybody just working for him. It's almost like a barber shop, right? You have 10 barbers there. Doesn't mean that they all work for the guy that owns the barber shop. It means that they're renting each seat, they're leasing each seat, right? Let's say every day it's $200 that they have to pay the owner. The owner doesn't care what you do or how many haircuts you give that day. He doesn't care. So you just pay your 200 bucks, you're in the seat, and as many people come in, you're cutting hair. Same thing with this guy. I'm assuming he has 12 carts or whatever. There's probably 10 carts there. And he just leases or rents each one per day. So the guy comes in, $400. I'm assuming they charge whatever they want. That's why there's no pricing on there. And they just try to make as much money as they can. But the guy who's always making money is the owner, because the name is under his business. But I still have a lot of questions, like how does it work, right? You have all these people working for you. How does New York City make sure that everything is on the up and up? How does New York City make sure that you have pricing on the cart and that it's not changing by the hour? So I'm gonna ask my buddy if he could help me out and answer some of these questions. Walked over to the beautiful Met Museum, just a wonderful walk. Wanted to see my guy, Dan. He's the one with the answers. He could help us out. He's not in today, but I'm gonna give him a call. I'll get a hot dog from his grandson and I'll see what he tells me. I'm gonna switch it up this time with Daniel. I'm gonna get a sausage with mustard, sauerkraut, and chili.
Mustard, sauerkraut, and chili.
I'm gonna copy Eddie's.
Yellow mustard?
Spicy mustard, please. Look at this monster. Look at this. I can't explain how great this smells. Daniel was explaining how these guys just got real close to him. No pricing, by the way, on this, on any of them. I pulled in Eddie's. Sauerkraut. I didn't put onions. Oh, I forgot onions. I knew I missed something. The chili's amazing. I've never had chili from the Hot Dog King. The chili is amazing. It's got a nice saltiness to it, the meat. Not overpowering, but it's so good and spicy too. It's got a nice kick. This is a really good hot dog. What a really good hot dog. I'm gonna start naming this the Chris. Sauerkraut, mustard, and chili. Love it, love it. The chili's so good. It's got a nice kick to it, spiciness, saltiness. It's not overpowering with the dog and the sauerkraut. It's just a great taste. Great snap on the grilled dog. Daniel was mentioning that it was slow today, slow day. It's Wednesday, the Mets closed, so it's a slow day. That's why I came over here, because I don't like it when it's hectic. But there's still a lot of people walking around.
Yeah,
Hey, Dan, what's up, buddy? How are you, man? How are you doing?
doing good.
I kind of had a feeling that these guys were under the same company, and they are, right? So it's like 10 carts under the same company. So I equate it to like a barber shop, right? These guys rent out the carts, like they rent out the chairs, and everybody just pays their daily fee, and sell as much food as you can, and then you make some money, right? So both guys make some money.
You got that 100% wrong.
Oh, really?
I don't know where you got that from.
All right, so tell me.
Okay, so here's the way it works. You can go out and you can lease a permit from someone. Then you go ahead and hire a licensed operator to operate the cart. Now you have to remember, the permit's not in your name, the license is not in your name. So now you put these guys on the street, and the way most of these guys do it, they do it by a percentage of the net. So what they'll do is they'll supply you the cart, they'll supply you the food, that's what they're charging you for all this stuff, even dropping it off and picking it up. And then whatever that is at the end, let's say you end up with $100. You end up with 30 or 40, they get the rest. That's after they get paid for everything else. You go there and you're finding out they don't have price lists. It's because these guys have got to overcharge people to make money. The law is you have to have a price list, but it's not enforced. Nobody enforces these laws. So now you know how it works. So if he's got 10 carts out there, those are his 10 carts, or they're not his permits, but they're his 10 carts. And those guys are working on some kind of small commission, small percentage of what they gross at the end of the day.
So why isn't it being enforced?
Why? The whole vending industry isn't being enforced. Nobody enforces the vending industry anymore. The only time you'll see an inspector is when someone makes a complaint about a food hazard. Otherwise, you said there's 10 carts there. Well, let's say every one of them was violating the same law and there was a complaint against one of them. He's only going to go after that one. He's not even going to look at the one next to him. The one next to him wouldn't even have a permit on it, but he's not going to look at it. He's just going to direct his attention at one. He's going to take 3 or 4 hours to write a ticket, and he's going to leave. That's your health department now. It's a waste of time. It really is a waste of time.
What's the fee if they catch it? Like, you got no pricing, so what do they charge you? What's the penalty?
Well, to be honest with you, I've only come across this once. I'm in the business over 40 years. And the penalty was put a price list up, and he walked away. And that was the penalty. And that came from Consumer Affairs. It wouldn't come from Health. It would be Consumer Affairs. And that was it. You need a price list. The guy walked away. No fine, no nothing. It was a joke. It was a joke. So why would these guys put a price list up if they know there's no penalty or punishment for breaking the law? Until something radical happens, nothing's going to change. I've been around a long time. I've never seen anything like this. They've completely taken away all the veterans' rights, the disabled veteran rights. They handed it over to the black market. They changed the tax laws to benefit the black market. They've even created permits for the black market by creating more permits so that they can bring down the leasing price. Every single thing they've done has been to encourage illegal activity. Everything they've done. If we don't get new people in here, somebody with low balls, nothing's going to happen. If you come to my car, there's a price list. If there wasn't a price list on it tomorrow, I'd have somebody there coming and giving me problems. I guarantee it. These guys forget it.
Yeah, how's your situation, by the way? How's everything going with you?
Well, we hold them. What's helping me, Chris, is the fact that I've got so much media attention now. Good. But even that, I'm getting ready to go into court to sue the city for the last time they shut me down. So that's what I'm working on right now. So I'm trying to put a little pressure on them so they stay away from it. Right. When things happen in front of the Met, I'm the only one who gets hit. These other guys could care less. There's none. I told you from the beginning, nothing's in their name. If you went ahead, Chris, right now and leased a permit from somebody and put a guy to work, and they said, who's responsible? Are you going to put your hand up and say it's mine? You're not going to open your mouth. Right. So these guys have got the greatest business you ever saw in your life. There's no taxes. There's nothing. Wow. Usually, when you went for your operator's license, you would get a sales tax certificate. That's what they allowed everyone to do. But then they went last year and they took it away. They said, no, you don't need it anymore. So now I go ahead and lease my permit to a guy who don't have a sales tax certificate. He doesn't have to submit the sales tax. Do you follow what I'm trying to say?
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm supposed to do it, but because the city is allowing me to lease the permit, I'm off the hook now.
Right.
You know, so I'm off the hook. The guy don't have a sales tax certificate. I mean, come on, you couldn't ask for something any more beautiful than that.
Exactly.
And they just did it for them like it was nothing.
That explains why these guys are putting 10, 20 carts out there, because they're just making a killing.
Yeah, of course. Are you kidding? Are you serious? I mean, come on. You go out there and you see 30 carts with the same brand on it. Well, how could that be? Nobody has 30 permits.
Exactly.
There's only one guy left in New York City with a multiple permits, and that's a guy that sells these little Italian ices in the Bronx. He's the last.
He's the
but
only
when
guy.
you see 20, 30 carts with the same name and the same writing and everything, somebody's leasing permits. That's all that is. And that's your story, not this nonsense with the price list. That's your story.
When I do the videos, everybody's like, you should report them, you should report them. And I try to explain to them, let's say the food is bad, right? I tasted a hot dog, I bit into it, it was horrible. Obviously, they're not following code. I place a call and I say, hey, follow up with this guy. First off, who knows how long it takes them to get there? Second, if they kind of get wind that somebody's coming, they just pick up the cart and go somewhere else, so they can't find them.
Well, it's even worse than that. What if somebody from the health department calls them up and says we're coming down and gives them a heads up?
Right.
You're not dealing with a decent outfit. You gotta flush everything out. You gotta have new people.
If I have a Sabret umbrella, if I'm saying I'm Sabret, and obviously we're all getting food from a purveyor, these guys aren't even following those rules, right? There's nobody who could regulate that.
Here's the way it worked once. They had Nathan's carts up by us. But as we saw the people walking by, we kept seeing different hot dogs in a row. So Nathan sent people down to straighten it out. Now, if Nathan is straightening these people out, then he's got something to do with this. Because if it's simple. I put a Sabret umbrella on my cart. You think I'm selling Sabret? They get a free umbrella. They put it on the cart. Sabret is happy with the advertising. But a lot of these guys might start off with Sabret, then they find a cheaper hot dog here. They just throw anything in the water. They don't care.
He's probably going somewhere like a Restaurant Depot, Costco, and just buying pallets of this stuff.
Of course, why not?
Right.
Or even more, you find something even cheaper somewhere else.
Right.
You know.
Right, and that's what he gives these guys. He's like, here you go, whatever I got here, whether it's chicken hot dogs, turkey dogs, whatever it is.
How are you going to know?
Right.
As far as you're concerned, you're looking at that umbrella or that sign. That's what you think you're eating. God only knows what you're eating, you know?
Right. I met your grandson today. Really nice kid, man. He's a good kid, hard worker.
Yeah, he's going to do okay. You know, he wants to help his grandfather, you know.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of them. I got a lot. I got 14 grandchildren. They all want to help me.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I'm not even your grandkid, and I want to help you. Look at that.
I think that the biggest mess, the biggest responsibility for this mess is not the politicians. It's the lawyers that tell the politician what to do. Here's why. You go ahead and you come at me and you come up with some stupid rule and say, that's it. And I have to fight that. Now, for me to fight it, I have to go to the Supreme Court.
Right.
That costs money. Win or lose, we're going to the appellate court. That's a 2-year trip, and that's more money. What vendor has that kind of money? You know, I said I'm getting ready to go in. I'm doing it myself. I can't afford to get an attorney to do this. Who's going to fight it? The only one who's ever fought the city is me. And it cost me everything I ever owned to do it. So, and winning didn't mean anything. You win, they come in, they change one word, and you go back in court again. All right, Chris.
Thank you, bro.
Be safe, huh?
All right. Thank you, man. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.